Welcome to Increase, where it is my task to increase, illustrate, and inundate you with information, knowledge, and overall help cause you to think. And I'm your host, Alpheus Gibbs Sr. Hey, what's going on, people? This is Increase Podcast. Your host, yours truly, Alpheus Gibbs Sr. I'm so elated to have you guys on today. Today is episode 16. Man, I'm feeling great. I'm loving life and I'm enjoying every moment of it. How is everybody doing today? How are you guys enjoying your day? Have you started your Monday off on fire? Have you started your day off, ready to tackle every goal that you have set out before you? As you can tell, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm great. I'm grateful. I'm everything that, you know, words cannot even describe how I feel. But I just want to greet you all with a great energy, meet you guys, greet you guys, letting you know, listen, no matter how the day starts, listen, no matter how it starts, it's how you finish it. So if you're in pain, if you feel sadness, it's all right. That don't mean you have to end your day that way. And so I want to send some positive energy your way, let you know we're praying for you, all of those good things, because this is your week. And I'm happy to see each and every one of you. So listen, Saturday was my birthday. I turned 40. God just blessed me to make it this far. And I'm nothing short of just, in all everything that took place. Shout out to my wife, Tiffany. She just did a phenomenal job. I can't even complain. Okay. Just talking to one of my twins. Um, you gotta be a dad. What's up? You gotta, yeah, when you're a father, it doesn't stop, or a parent, it don't stop just because you have a podcast or you have a business or whatever. You're still a parent, no matter what's going on. But I'm grateful for having help here with me. But listen, so Saturday, my birthday, my wife, she just really knocked it out of the park. I could not even imagine putting all of what she did together. And I'm just, man, it's something when people show you love, that you just do your ordinary thing. You maybe encourage them or do something for them or whatever, or not even anything, just shook the hand and spoke to them and or embraced them in love. Just the amount of love that was just poured on me this entire weekend, that it really just gave me life, and it really gave me the energy that I needed to take the next years and just go after everything that I have in my mind, in my heart to do. Y'all see I'm rocking the brand Mobilionaires. I'm so appreciative of my big brother, Eric, coming through and sending me the shirt, and he, you know, uh, reached out to Angie, and I'm so grateful for her, man. She's a great and incredible entrepreneur out here crushing it, just making major waves, in the fashion industry. Big shout out to just everybody, man. I'm so, again, I'm just happy, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who may have reached out to me in some kind of way and just said happy birthday, if nothing else. Um, I'm just, I'm on cloud nine. But today, I want to talk about going after it. I want to talk about going after your goals. Much of my life I spent on autopilot. And I share something with my wife, and I share it with you guys, because we family and I can do that kind of thing. And that is, we never really understand how God does a thing or why he does a thing. I spent a lot of years like by myself reading and all kind of stuff, just doing my own thing. And I always felt like I was a weirdo. I was, a loner, so to speak, or whatever. But I never knew that all of the things that I went through, all the things that I experienced, all of the books I've read, all of the people that I've encountered, my losses and my wins would be the very thing that would help me to be so useful to so many other people. I want to add value to you guys today, right? So let's really break it down. To go to use the word go is to move after something, to get up and really take courage in yourself. It's good to have confidence in God and have faith in God, but you also need to have faith in yourself. And you have the ability to do everything that you want to do. And so when we're talking about going after, you got to at least go first before you even thinking about what you're going after. You got to get up. So start your morning off hype. Start your morning off like, listen, I may be in pain, but at least I'm feeling. I may be, having this happening in my life or that happening in my life, but you know what? This is not how it's going to end. My this weekend, as much celebration that was going on, one of my twins was sick, and my wife wasn't able to come to a part of the celebration or whatever because she was taking care of the baby. And I didn't want to go, but she pushed me to go, and she was like, listen, you go and you enjoy yourself, and don't worry about us. I'm gonna take care of this, and we'll meet back up at the house, so on and so forth. And so, even though I'm enjoying, my brother flew in from Mobile. I had my brother from who lives in Washington State. He flew over. I mean, this was an incredible birthday, mind blowing. And yet, I have my son, and he's sick, and so it put me in a position where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna enjoy, and I'm reflecting on words that my wife has encouraged me with, and so on and so forth. But then I'm also like, thinking about my son and making, worrying to make sure he's okay, so on and so forth. And so I'm in this like conundrum. But even in the midst of all of that, right? Even in the midst of everything that's happening, I'm still grateful to God, not only for the day, but the mere fact that what was going on with him, though it could have taken him out, it didn't. And so there are going to be things that's going to happen in your life. I shared that to say this. There are going to be things that's going to happen in your life, and it's going to seem like it's came to destroy you. But what it's really doing is setting you up to be even more grateful than you've ever been in your life. You got to look at every person who you encounter. Them people who push all of your buttons to the people who love everything about you. You got to treat each and every person with love and respect. And then even as you're treating them with love and respect, don't take anything that they do to you or even around you so personal that it destroys your character. Because even positive words and people clapping for you can be detrimental to your character, because you'll begin to walk in pride and you begin to think that everybody is supposed to do it, when they're going to be people you're going to encounter who's not going to see your genius. They're not going to understand your flow. They're not going to appreciate your gift. They're not going to recognize what you bring to the table. They're not even going to love the words that come out of your mouth. But if you don't take any of this stuff personal, but you really just thank God that you have an opportunity to be helpful to someone, to be kind to someone, to be loving to someone, man, you'll open yourself up to so many more people. And you will find that even in the times when you feel like your impact is small, there's going to come a moment like my birthday when people will come and just share with you how impactful you have been in their life. You never know the things that you post, how encouraging it is to someone. You never know in the moments of your vulnerability how you are giving life to someone who's ready to commit suicide. You never understand the person who is, or the couple who is going through in their marriage, how you just showing acts of kindness publicly in front of them gives them some sense of hope that there is someone who could love them and appreciate them. Or even to that man who seems to be clueless, or that wife that seems to be clueless on how to love someone. Sometimes we really don't have an example. And so by you living your life and by you being that, living it out in public and really being genuine, you really don't even understand how you're breaking barriers in other people's lives. So I just wanted to encourage you guys. Like, I'm not stopping this, man. I'm really hyped because I feel like, and I know not only about this podcast is going to be great, and that is going to grow exponentially, but I'm using my platform, my voice, to not talk about the things that's going on in the world. That, yeah, man. Okay, it's okay. He called in. He said, "Daddy, a balloon popped." I was like, "It's okay. We got more balloons. It's all right." Even in those moments, right? Even in those moments when our balloon pops, even in the midst of all that we're going through, right? We got to begin to just take everything in stride, take everything and see the beauty in it. There, there's so much beauty even in the ugliness that lies within us, that lies within our past, that you never even realize that while you're sitting beating yourself up and you're holding yourself back, that the real name of the game is to truly take what you have gone through and then begin to use it as a fuel to go forward. Use it as a medium to go to the next level. Who told you you can't go after your dreams? Who told you that you're not smart enough? Who dared to even poo poo on your parade that you're not a business owner? Man, I come to let you know everybody fails at something. Everybody trips and makes mistakes. Everybody, is not the smartest one in the room, the sharpest knife in the drawer, the brightest light bulb in the lamp. But listen, that doesn't mean that that's always going to be the case. And you got to just continue to go after it. Continue to look yourself in the face and say, you know what? I am worth everything that comes my way. I am worth having whatever it is that you desire to have. Look at your vision board and don't get intimidated by it. Get motivated even the more that maybe I'm not even clear enough in my vision board. So let me make my vision board even more clearer. Maybe right now you're talking to your friends and then, or people that you think are your friends, and you're like, man, they stole my idea. But guess what? They may have borrowed a thought that you have that you're saying is your idea, but they can't do it like you. There are going to be millions of people who are going to attempt many things, and they're going to start out wonderful, but do they have the endurance to see it all the way through? A lot of times people come around you and they hear your idea and you get upset with them and everything. And you're like, man, they stole this and they're going to do it. And they're creative and they're, well connected and well funded or whatever. But they don't have the drive that you do. They don't have that grit about you that when the rubber meets the road, when it really gets rough, that you're going to be able to work yourself out of that situation that's going to crush them. And it's not that you have a hating bone in your body. It's not that you're malicious in anything that you do. It's the fact that what God has put inside you, it's for you to do, and nobody else can do it like you. God will give 5 or 10 people the same like basic idea. It may be to build a home, but each and every person is going to build that home differently. So even though people may borrow your idea or may see something, a design that you do and like it, that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do it like you. They may be able to even do it in the pattern that you do it, but the stitching won't be the same. They're going to be hidden things that that they don't know, because your background is now not something that is that is hindering you, but your background is the very thing that's propelling you. You got to be like a mobilionaire. You got to be a go-getter. You got to go after it no matter what. You got to persevere and you got to endure some things. You got to find some days you're going to find yourself in the trenches, and the next day you'll find yourself riding on the road to recovery, riding on the road of success. And then you may find yourself on a paved road, and then the next minute you're on a dirt road. And then from a dirt road, you go back to a road that's full of rocks and different things of that nature. But no matter what happens, you're still on that path and you're succeeding with each and every step of the way. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your ambition. Don't give up on the things that are around you. Don't give up on your relationship. Don't give up on your kids. Continue to pray for them. Continue to be that example for them. Be that rock that they can go to when things get rough. And you may not even agree with everything that they do, but continue to just be that open and that listening ear and watch how things begin to change. I think as a culture, and we've gotten to the place where we've gotten so used to just letting people go that we even let ourselves go. We've gotten to a place where we're undisciplined. We don't go after the things that, like, with vigor and with excitement and with zeal and with joy like we used to. We're not a people anymore that enjoy the process, because we want everything not microwave, but we want everything to be picture perfect. You know those kind of people who, when they take pictures, they always use the filters to move out of the blemishes and to make their eyes sit perfect, and their head is all symmetrical. The people who they take pictures, and the couple pictures, and the picture has to be perfect, and they take 50 million pictures so that they get the right one to post on social media. But some of the best pictures in life are the ones that's caught off guard. Some of the best conversations you have are off the cuff. Some of the best relationships are the ones that seem like they're arguing all the time. But what they're really doing is working through their own emotion and thought, but they're also developing who they are. Because sometimes we're so enamored with the trends of the day and the culture of the time that we've yet to really understand who we are as a people. And so what I'm saying to you is that when you're going after what you want and what you desire, there's going to always be stumbling blocks. There's going to always be someone who's going to be speaking against it. And that doesn't mean that your idea is great or that it's going to work out. But what it is saying is that you are a person who needs to work it out. Some ideas, though they are bad, you need to work it out, because in you finding out that they are bad, you're also learning about yourself and how you handle different situations. I've heard it said like this: calm seas never made a skilled sailor. You've never seen a skilled soldier be skilled because they've never been in combat, they've never been in training, outside of basic training. They have to go through continuous, rigorous training and being in situations that cause them not only to rely on the skills that they've learned through school and through training, but also through their own intuition. And some of you have thrown out your own intuition. You've thrown out the idea that your gut feeling is something to be paid attention to. You've thrown it out because it's been attacked. You've thrown it out because you wasn't able to put words to how you felt and what you thought. You thrown it away, because in many ways you felt like it failed you, but it wasn't. But what you really needed to do was to explore those emotions and that feeling that you have. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes there's some things that you feel in your gut, and you like, something just don't seem right. And instead of investigating what you feel, you just brush it off as nothing. It wasn't gas. It was, but you got to go after it. You need to really invest. Like you just didn't have that feeling just to have it. And what I've learned over this weekend is that God don't put people in your life just to put them in your life. Even the most meanest, angriest, envious, jealous, hateful people that has ever been in your life were there for a reason. And they reveal something not about them, but about you. You learn more about yourself in times of adversity, in times of struggle, in times of pain than you can ever learn about yourself in times of peace. I learned more about myself as I began to go through depression and as I dealt with suicidal thoughts than I ever did just sitting around working and doing other things, because depression made me sit down and I began to question everything. And it made me put not only words to my feelings, but it made me recognize that there was something wrong with me. Because before depression, I wouldn't do it. Before depression, I wouldn't put words to thoughts that I would have. It would just be like, okay, that's what I thought, and I just keep it moving. Depression made me sit back and really reflect on a lot of things. And it made me look not only at myself, but at the company that I was keeping. And I began to really look at and understand what Mo 3 said: everybody ain't your partner and everybody ain't your friend. It really made me look at who was around me, and I began to go, oh man, yeah, that's my friend from back in school, or oh man, this was my friend from working here. But the real fact of the matter is it was just somebody that I knew. There were a lot of preachers that I knew that I felt like were my friends. But it wasn't until I not only went through things, but even when I didn't, when they no longer needed my mind or my thoughts on things, that I really began to understand that I wasn't even a colleague of them. Because as you begin to sit back in the corner and observe, I began to hear their different feelings about stuff. And it didn't make me bitter. It made me want to go after what God gave me even the more. It made me now realize that while I was sleeping on my gift, other people were profiting off of my gift. It made me really understand that if I can go after it for somebody else, why can't I go after it for myself? If I can show love to other people and serve them, then why can't I do those same things for myself, for my wife, for my family, for those who really show up when it really counts the most? It was in those moments that I really began to learn. Depression opened up my eyes to a lot of things. It made me recognize my feelings. It really made me understand that there was more in the tank than what I was given. I kept looking at myself as a cracked pitcher that was always leaking. And then depression came, and I began to sit back, and I began to go, "What nothing? I was cracked. Yeah, I'm flawed. Yeah, I made mistakes. Yeah, you know, I was a loser in that situation. Yeah, I was toxic over here. Yeah, I shouldn't have did this." But then I go, "But why did I do that? Why was I speaking for people who wouldn't even speak for themselves? Was I being an advocate, or was I jumping in a pot that I didn't even create? Why was I going after goals that didn't have anything to do with me? Why was I fighting and going after, avenging people's name when all the while they knew themselves that they were the problem and they caused the situation. And so I'm going down this path because I'm being transparent, because I want to encourage somebody who is watching, who's going to listen to this and go, no matter what has happened in your past, what has happened in your life, you continue to go after the things that is going to not only bless you, but be a blessing to others. And that you may not even realize the things that you have gone through and the painful moments of crying, not in the midnight hour, but I'm talking about in the morning when you're brushing your teeth, when you're having to look at yourself in the face and you don't even recognize the person that you see in the mirror, or the times when you're driving in the car and you just turn the radio off and you're just in silence and you find yourself crying, and it gets so bad that you almost have to pull over because you're just enamored in emotion, and you really cannot even find the words to say or to even put to how you feel and what you're thinking, because so much has happened that you didn't even realize, you didn't even pay attention to, that you just kept pushing and pushing and pushing into a little lockbox in your mind and in your heart. And all of a sudden, the lockbox began to shake and break. And now you're flooded with emotion, you're flooded with thoughts. And all of these thoughts are, you are the enemy and everyone else is the victim. When in actuality, it's the other way around. And I want to share with you that even after all of that, go after, if you're going to go after anything, go after your sound and peaceful mind. If you're going to go after anything, go after the peace that surpasses all understanding. Go after that which brings you joy. Sometimes you got to sit by yourself and just take a breather, ride by the park and not even get out the car. Just let the window down and just allow yourself to enjoy the view and the breeze that comes through the windows. Sometimes it takes you really looking at yourself and going, even though all of these things happen, I can't be what people have said I am. So what am I going to go after? I'm going to go after me again. I'm going to go after what brings joy. What 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 put me in a position and in a place where I want to help people again. Because as a person, and I'm talking about myself, as a person who never meets a stranger, I had gotten to the place where I hated to even see people. I had developed social anxiety and I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to see anybody. People would come over, I would say hello, and I would leave, even in my own home. I found great peace sitting in the bathroom. I found greater peace sitting in the closet with the door closed and my head tucked between my legs. I felt great solace being alone, which is completely opposite of who I am, because I had become an enemy to myself. And I stopped going after the things that brought me joy. And I stopped going after the things that was beneficial to other people that were in need. And I stopped being the laughing, joking person that I am. And I found myself being like a hermit. I found myself just tucking away. And so after my birthday and just really seeing who, said happy birthday or just sent a shout out or sent love or showed up and we just had a ball, I appreciate them because they literally breathed life into me again. I have the most amazing wife ever in history, in my opinion. You who are watching, who are listening, you may fancy yourself to be that. And I'm not even saying that you're not. I'm just speaking about mine. And she brought me back to life in a manner that I didn't even realize I even needed. For in the midst of me encouraging others, I needed encouraging myself. And so what I want to do is take that encouragement that she poured into me and say, listen, if I can endure and if I can make it, you can too. And if I in the same way she breathed life into me, if I can use my podcast in 30 minutes of my time, 30 minutes of your time, 40 minutes of your time, 40 minutes of my time, and just say, you know what, you're worth going after it. You're everything that is on your vision board, everything that's in your mind, everything's in your heart, that notebook that has the folded pages and the doodle drawings and some thoughts that you have, and it may have some scriptures on it, and the notebook may have a few recipes for a German chocolate cake or even a red velvet velvet cake recipe. It may even have your mama's famous macaroni and cheese recipe in it. You may have a few scribbles in there from your children, or whatever the case may be that's in that notebook. Go back over and begin to go after those things that you wrote down some years ago. Go back to your dream book where you had a dream of you owning a home or starting a business or writing a book, or that play or that movie script that you thought about having, or those lyrics to a song that you wrote. Go back to it and begin to just think about them again, and begin to go after it. Begin to go after producers that can produce your music and can bring structure and order to your movie script and everything. And whatever kind of thing that you may even be a drawer. You may even, what, you may be working right now and you really love to paint or you really love to color. You could be a person that has beautiful handwriting and you never even know that people are being paid to be calligraphy writers. There are people who that's all they do is just write. And you can make not just great money with it, but you can help so many people who have beautiful words, but your penmanship will take those words to the next level. Go after it. Go after everything you thought you could never have. Go after everything that scares you the most. Go after those things that frighten you but keep you up at night, because this is something that I truly want to do. Deep down in your heart, you want to, if you could, you would jump both feet first. Go after it. You'll never know who is looking to be a blessing to someone who has your skill set and your creativity, or your love and your friendship. That's all they really need. They have money, they have cars, they have everything else, but they don't have a friend. Go after those things. Go after it full force. Nothing restricting you, nothing hindering you. Let your critics be like wind blowing in like the wind blowing in your ears when you're running. Just go. Just go after it. Reach out. It may seem like it's unattainable. Go after it. It's only unattainable because you haven't gotten up. It's only unreachable because you haven't stretched out your hands. I believe with everything within me that we only use 30% of our potential. The 70 is locked away in a box called fear. Some of you may not even have the fear, but you just lack the system to create what you want. You don't know how to really structure your day so that you can maximize every moment, so that you can be efficient in all that you're doing. Seek after those people who specialize in that. Find out how much it costs to be coached and mentored by them. Save your money and then hire them so that you can achieve your goals, so that you can begin to bring impact to your household, to your neighborhood, to your community, to your city. There's so much foolishness on the internet right now. There's so many people who are just grabbing for anything to gain their attention. Why not you put your content out there so that we and the rest of the world can be edified by something that is worth our time, and not something that's foolish and that's going to cause us to just be distracted for the moment, and it's not going to help us in the long run. I believe with everything within me, you have all the necessary tools to achieve every goal that you've ever thought of having. Just like we say that there's no such thing as a dumb question, there's really no such thing as a dumb idea. It may be undisciplined, it may need to be tweaked a little bit. Some things may not even be worth doing because it's more detrimental than it is beneficial. But whatever it is, whatever comes what may, understand this. You got to go after it. You got to get a guilty obsession. My guilty obsession is reading. My best friend, he came over when he flew in and he was like, dude, You got books everywhere. I was like, man, I just love to read. I love to have information, no matter how small or how silly people may think it is. That's just who I am. E- From elementary through high school, you will find a book somewhere. Somewhere. Once I got introduced to reading at a place where it the book would take me somewhere, I was hooked. And so now I'm looking at people who are, you know, so gifted and so talented. And it's like there's so many others who would like to know more about that gift and that talent. Don't hide it. Go after it. Go after it and then share it. Share it unapologetically. Be unapologetically great this week. This week, be unapologetic in every decision that you make. When you look at yourself in the mirror, speak positive about yourself unapologetically, unhindered and unrestricted. Look at yourself in the mirror as you're brushing your teeth and begin to and let yourself know that you're looking at greatness. You're looking at awesomeness in the making. You're looking at someone who is going to be world renowned, both living and when I'm dead. Your legacy will live centuries after you have gone because of the impact that you will have. If this weekend really showed me nothing else, it was really about relationship. It really let me know the relationships that I have with people who are close to me. And it made me now even the more whenever I meet people or whenever I'm around those who I love, that I'm going to embrace them even harder, that I'm going to love even stronger. You gotta begin to understand everybody who comes in your pathway, they're there for a reason. And it's not always that they want something from you or you want something from them. It could be an equal exchange. By you meeting them could open the door for you to meet someone else. But no matter what it is, don't go into any room, any arena looking at yourself as less than. I don't care if they've owned the business for 50 years. They're the leading voice in that niche or that sector. It doesn't matter if you're meeting a couple who's been married for 50 years and you just got started. Don't look down on where you are. You may be looking at yourself right now and you're like, listen, I don't have that much, man. Al, I listen, I hear what you're saying, but I am who I am. You know what I mean? And I don't have that much. It don't take nothing. Listen, the commercial said it best. A little dab will do you. All you need is just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. All it takes is one idea. One. One of the things that, despite how you may feel about him, Jeff Bezos he worked for corporate America. He worked in New York City, making great money, amazing money. He had one idea. He was like, listen, there's the internet is starting to boom. There's nowhere online for you to buy books. I want to create a store. People who have been doing business for years told him he was crazy. He left New York, went across the country, Seattle, Washington, in his garage, in an old computer, started his business. His wife believed in him. He believed in himself. And you see where he is today. A lot of times we don't go after it because we look at things and go, well, instantly I can't be a millionaire, or instantly I'm not going to be internet famous, or instantly, I'm not, I haven't put out a video that's went viral yet, so why even do it? Just keep creating, just keep going after it, keep being a go-getter, keep being a go. Let me move this microphone so you can see it. Keep being a mobilionaire. You got to go after it. You got to push after it. You got to strive. Sometimes you got to crawl after it. Sometimes you're going to have to roll to get there. But no matter what, go after it. Do it. scared. Do it alone. Do it against everybody else's, well wishes. Listen, we're not trying to kill your vibe or nothing, but we just think it's not a good idea for you to open this up right now. Look at how the economy is going. But you don't understand the God that I serve. You don't understand the vision that I have. And I can't explain it to you. I just know I gotta go after it. And I may struggle a little bit, but I gotta go after it. If 50 Cent said it best one in the interview, he said people see him now and they celebrate his success, but they didn't understand that that was a time when he was sleeping from couch to couch, that he was sleeping in drug houses and everything, but he knew that one day he was going to make it out of the situation that he was in. And so what I want to say to you is that I don't know what situation you're in, but you got to look at it as saying, I'm not going to stay here and I dang show ain't finna die here. I'm not gonna remain where I am, but I'm going after everything that I have in my mind, everything in my heart. I'm going after it full force. I'm going after it, despite everything that my past says that I am, whatever. You can feel how you want to feel about me, but one thing is for certain, you're not going to stop me. You're not going to hinder me. I'm going after it if I have to claw, tooth, and nail to get there. You're not going to stop me. I'm getting it. I'm going after it. I said this about I tell my siblings, listen, I love y'all. I'm going to be the first millionaire in this family. Now, we can have a healthy conversation and we can build each other up and we get it together. But my goal is not only to be a multimillionaire, but my goal is to teach the generations behind me how to get it. So as I'm moving up financially, they're moving up right along with me. That it's not going to be, oh, I made it to the top and now I'm going to turn around and try to help somebody. As I'm walking each and every step, I'm telling you what I did in the success and the failures. So you get real time knowledge of what's going on. If I invest here, I'm telling you, this is what I invested. This is how it's going. This is why I invested in it. I'm letting you know what's happening in real time because it's only lonely at the top because you didn't turn around and tell anybody how you got there. You didn't pull anybody with you. The greatest people in the world have a team of people who they bring with them. I call it the Adam Sandler effect. Look at all of Adam Sandler's friends. In every movie he does, he has all of his friends working with him. Why can't you do the same thing? Why can't I find myself around like-minded people? They may be in different genres, but we all pulling together, working together to make it happen. And guess what? When you get around some people who want it just as bad as you want it, they may be in a different sector, but if everybody in your team is going after their goals, you can't have a weak link where everybody is going after it. Because the moment you start feeling sad, we all gonna feel it and we're gonna call you, we're gonna text you, hey man, hey girl, listen, get up, man. Command your day. Did you do your affirmations? Yo, did you look at your calendar? Yo, okay. Did you check on your delivery, your distributions? Yo, okay. Well, what's going on? Well, the design ain't working out right. Well, send us what you got. We're gonna review over it. We'll talk about it. We're gonna help you get through it. It is a team effort and it is a family effort. You gotta go after it. And sometimes you start out and you're by yourself, but sooner or later, you're going to start attracting like-minded people. The moment you begin the word gets out, you begin to talk about it because you're passionate. That's one of the things. That's my guilty obsession. It's the fact that I have to encourage people. I have to push people. You can't be around me and not get pushed. You can't. I can't just let you sit there on a great gift, on a great talent, and I just not say anything. That's this podcast. Even if I get sponsors, if I don't, I'm only gonna talk about things that are people that I believe in, that I know that is really out here going after and doing it and crushing it every step of the way. Listen, because I would want someone to do that for me. And even if no one does that for me, that's cool. I got a big enough mouth. And even if, things don't take off like I wanted to, so what? at least I'm leaving a trail of breadcrumbs that even if the success that I want don't come, that somebody who's coming behind me is going to be able to pick it up, and maybe they'll be successful, or they'll share it with somebody and they'll eat the breadcrumbs, and maybe they'll be successful. But no matter what happens, no matter what is going on, I'm telling you, we are going to crush it together. You can't be a part of increase and increase don't come to your life. You can't listen. You cannot be a part of Increase Podcast and Increase don't come to your life, because I got to bring some people on that's going to put you on. I'm going to start talking about credit. I'm going to start sharing with you, and this is just a small nugget and I share this on my Facebook page all the time about credit and about life insurance. We're going to start talking more about financial literacy. I'm going to start bringing on people who are entrepreneurs, people who are authors, who have written books, whether you're trying to decide if you're going to go self-published or you're going to go with the publishing house. If you're trying to go back to school, some websites that you can go to, or some businesses that are looking to give out scholarships or internships, like that is the name of the game. You want to be a photographer. Okay, I need to bring on some photographers and really just break the game down on a business level. You may know how to take pictures, but do you understand the business behind it? You may be a great motivational speaker, but do you know the business behind it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've heard people talk about life insurance, but did you know that life insurance is for the living, not for the dead? It's not for those who are left behind. You're supposed to get life insurance so to use it as a vehicle for infinite banking. That you're supposed to put the money in there, and then you're supposed to get the policy that occurs, like dividends and everything like that, so that now when you get ready to purchase a home, or you want to start that business, that you can pull money out of it and it's tax free, and you use it for that. Like, we don't hear people talk about that all the time, that there's no such thing as bad debt. That what is considered bad debt is debt that you can't get rid of. But why you can't get rid of it? Because possibly you don't know how to get rid of it. So we want to talk about that stuff. I want to share the secrets so that it's no longer a secret. So if you remain where you are, it's because you want to be there. If you're not successful, if you're not increasing by listening to this podcast, it's because you're not paying attention. Or you're not even listening to it. You just turned it on and walked away. But everybody who's gonna listen to this, you're gonna get increased some kind of way. You're gonna be encouraged. You're gonna find yourself. There are gonna be people in the comment section that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, that producers and directors and all kind of stuff. I'm speaking that into existence, so that the actors are no longer struggling actors and the musicians are no longer struggling artists, but we're all coming together as a community, and we making things happen, sharing that game. You understand? I didn't read all of this stuff, and I didn't connect with people just so that I could keep it all to myself. All of this stuff happened for a reason, and I got connected to these people for a reason. And so I don't want to be that person who gets knowledge and just share it with a small group of people, but I want to be able to share it with people who don't have the money right now to fully invest in themselves, the information to get to the next level, but you still trying to go after it the best way you know how. So that's my goal. That's everything that I'm putting out here. The rest of this year, we pushing out content that's gonna be head cracking. We pushing out content that's taking us all to the next level. And and I believe that if we all begin to look at ourselves differently, change our mindsets about ourselves, then that's half the battle already won. Because the majority of our battle is not only how we look at ourselves, but how we're viewing our own situation. And when you feel like you got to look down to look up, it makes it real hard for you to be successful in life. And your success level may not look like mine. You may not want to own, you know, a GS 750 ER. You may, just be happy with a Lexus. But I want a private plane. But that doesn't mean that you're less successful because you wanted a Lexus and I want a private plane. No, that just means that your successful level, you reached it, and you're comfortable and you're good. But for me, I want something different. Doesn't make me better than you, doesn't make me lord over you or whatever. We just different people, but we achieved our goals. Go after it today. Today's Monday. Go after what you want. Start today off. No, even if it's right now, start your day off right. Listen, you saying, well, I need to start on this diet. Start on it right now. Well, I already ate some bacon and I had, a rib sandwich and all of this. So what? Go get a kale smoothie. Go start stretching. It's snowing. All right. It's raining. All right. You got wherever you are. You at work. Do some chair squats. Move around a little bit. Stand up. Take a couple of, walk around the office a little bit. Walk around your business. Begin to envision your life in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next year, the next 5 years. Start planning it out. Start mapping your life out. This is not your death. This is not a funeral. This is not the end of it. This is only the beginning. Don't say I'm going to start tomorrow. Start right now. Start right here where you are. Start where you at. And I'm telling you, you're going to begin to see changes happen in your life. I love everybody. You guys have an amazing week. I can't wait to see you guys on Friday. We're going to drop some major content for you guys. Um, sometimes I be want to go live more often with y'all, but I don't want to mess up y'all week or whatever. I know you have other podcasts and stuff you guys got going on, but I feel excited. I'm just invigorated with energy and just with positivity. And I know that the end all be all is going to be that we have made it to the next level. So listen, today's Monday. Thank you for joining Increase. I can't wait to see you guys on Friday. We're going to come with some heavy content, and I'm going to be sharing other businesses and things. I have a great friend, Beatrice. She makes amazing things. My mother-in-law, Amber, she does things like it's people that I know who are doing it and is crushing it. And I'm just putting it out there for them. Listen, I want them to succeed. I want them to grow. I want people to get eyes on their content. It's not just about me. It's about other people. It's about a community of people who are saying, listen, it's bigger than me. So I'm gonna be dropping their names. I'm gonna be putting their websites out there because I want you guys to patronize them. I want you to see their work, and even if you don't buy anything from them or you don't see anything with them, share their link, share their social media so that someone else can get introduced to some amazing content, to some amazing items, and listen, that's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to make it. Be a blessing to somebody else. So listen, carry out the rest of this week. Awesome and amazing, just like you. And I'll see you guys on Friday at 1 o'clock right here on Increase. Peace.